Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jadin Turner, and if you are new, welcome to my YouTube channel. And it's been quite a while since I've actually posted a YouTube video, and I actually have some explaining to do for myself. And it's weird because it's the end of 2021, and it's crazy to say I am where I am right now, but the only way for you to understand where I'm coming from is for you to take a step in my shoes. So, welcome to the first episode of Just Sing with Jadin, where I just say whatever I want. Starting off in 2021, I was in the middle of working a new job. I'm not gonna lie, I just lost my best friend. And that stage of my life, I was, oh, it's the start of the new year. I've been working at this job. And mind you, me and my best friend actually got that job together, and she ended up leaving me. And then we ended up stop being friends along the way. She got a boyfriend and stuff. Nothing wrong with it. They're both amazing people still. And long story short, we fell out. But no hard feelings towards that. But in that situation, it did really hurt me. I felt like that was kind of like the last person I really had. Everyone else before I felt kind of left me, deserted me for some reason, whether it was their choice or not. Even some people I decided to leave alone for my own personal reasons. But right now, I really felt like I lost the last person who I could rely on, who I could depend on, who I could call and be like, hey, let's go get breakfast at 5, or you know what I mean? Just have that one main best friend that you could always be around or call up and hang around. Like, I lost that. And losing that just taught me that you really have to have yourself, because the amount of love and advice and anything you can give someone, they may not always give that back in return. And that sucks. And just coming to that conclusion that someone won't do the same for you, and by slowly just catching on to things, how they treat you, how they look at you, or like, you get what I mean, or things that you would offer them that they don't offer you. And not saying that a friendship should be a give this, give that friend, but also in due time, if you're giving so much in a friendship, you realize, like, hey, like, I do so much for this person, and it's almost like they don't care. Like, and it could be the littlest thing from them not saying thank you, or whatever, like, it could just even them being unappreciative and just kind of disregarding your feelings, your emotions, and your effort put into this friendship. And that right there, I was just in this moment of figuring out who Jaden is. I started off the year, like I said, in the middle of that new job. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like positive because I worked in a warehouse, so I worked night shifts. And I like took myself on hikes, and I was like, oh, you guys can even see that video on my YouTube channel. I was like, did a little like talk with you guys about like being positive and like self growth and like finding yourself and stuff. And literally just talking about like, isn't that what we're all doing in this world, is trying to find ourselves. And that's really what I was trying to do. I was trying to find Jaden. There's a lot of traumatic stuff I was not done with yet that I was still trying to figure out mentally. Old emotions I was trying to get over, and a long list of things that could literally go down. But, I always try to look out on the positive, positive, brighter side, and just try to be a light and ray of sunshine for people, just because I know what it's like to be in pain, to feel alone, to be scared, um, and to feel like you really have no one there but yourself, and to really be in that really deep, dark place and feeling like you can't escape. But the only way you can escape is by crawling yourself up each and every day until you make it, until you see the light. So that's what I was doing, trying to figure out me. I was dealing with still being gay, bisexual, or whatever you guys want to call that. But me, I don't like labels. I'm just Jaden. Uh, a regular guy. I work a job. I like to make YouTube videos. I dance. I go to the gym. I like to cook. I take care of my family. I'm literally just me, and there's nothing wrong with that. And to come to that conclusion, it took a lot. Like I said, learning to figure out myself, it took learning to be alone. And a lot of us can't really be alone, and especially me. I do not like being alone. But like, look at me now. I'm literally talking to a camera alone in my room, aka my studio, filming this first episode of Just Saying with Jadin to tell you guys my story and how my year of 2021 went. But honestly, being alone is amazing. Yes, it took a lot of time thinking and, staring, sitting here like, what am I going to do with myself? Like, what am I going to do now? So, I started to invest time in YouTube. I started to journal more. I started to go to the gym more. And I'm not gonna lie, that benefited my mental health because whenever I would get upset or anything, I would go to the gym. I would go run on the treadmill because I used to run track. So, my therapy at the gym put me on a treadmill, turn it up all the way to 10 miles per hour, blast some music, and I will speed and just run, 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 run. Or, maybe I'll go lift a little bit of weights, but I'm not one of those big dudes. But anyways, to stay on track, you just gotta learn how to be by yourself and learn how to find activities that you're able to do that doesn't require anyone. But also, you have to learn for yourself that you don't need anyone to make you happy or you don't need anyone to do anything. And the weird thing is, I was very what's that word? I was very independent and I was very just focused on family. And one thing I learned from my mom is if no one's gonna give it to you, go get it yourself. And not gonna lie, I grew up with a single mom. Uh, Issues with my dad and parents. They got divorced. Nothing wrong with that, but my dad wasn't too much in my life, really heavy manly. And even going down the line with that, I could literally tell you guys like some issues of not having a dad maybe stems on why I am the way I am today, or how I act, or why I feel neglected, or why I really tried to hide people's pain just because I was hurt by one of the biggest people in my life. But don't get me wrong, me and my dad have an amazing relationship now. It took some time, but we're actually really cool. And one thing I can say is I really appreciate that because going throughout this year, one thing I can say is whenever I was at my really low moments and looking for signs and I felt very lost, it's almost like when I was talking to my dad are the few times I would see him because you guys, you know what I mean. Like we wouldn't really talk that much, but now we talk more than we do, or we at least used to. And he always like kind of goes on these like random talks, but then like as weird as it sounds, it really makes sense because I'll say one thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is why like you got to learn how to like be self sufficient, be by yourself, like learn how to support yourself, and yada yada yada." And it's like those are like the motivational things I needed to hear right at the moment when I needed to hear them. Just because like I said, I felt like I had no one there. And going throughout this time, learning to be by myself, find different activities and several different other things. Like I said, I started to invest my time into YouTube. So right now, investing all this time into YouTube, into social media, and my Instagram, I started to grow a social media following. I got a lot of brand deals. I started working with some companies, Habits 365, Front Runners with a V instead of a O. And literally, I posted like some Calvin Klein pictures of me in their underwear. And then also, like, I promoted some of my own posts because I don't know if you can do that on Instagram. If you have a business account, you're able to do that. So after working with those brand accounts, I started, gaining thousands of followers, not gonna lie. And it was just kind of like crazy. I was just like, wow, like, what the heck? Like this could be the start of something. And it was just growing day by day by day. It was long story short, after growing my following on social media from working with brand accounts and posting my own photos and literally growing in a matter of weeks, it was just kind of crazy just to be where I was. And I was kind of thinking like, dang, like what am I gonna do? Like Jaden, like this is like your moment, your time to shine, like you know what I mean? And this was where I was kind of, in the decision of, hey, you're by yourself. I want to make a good name, a good brand for myself. And so I decided to unfollow everyone on Instagram. And that was just everyone who wasn't a business page because I can't control what people post, but people who dance and do YouTube and stuff like me, we post similar content, so it won't be anything bad. I want to make a good name for myself and be a face that when people look at me or maybe hear my name, they're like, "Oh my goodness, like Jaden, like the amazing smiley like happy dude." Or that's always been me growing up and that's who I just always try to be. So that's what I really wanted to form my brand and myself and even not even my brand because I don't even have a brand yet. I want to create a brand out of myself and hopefully get there one day to try to be this amazing person who can help the world, who can spread positivity and let people know that they're not alone. But many people took me unfollowing them as, oh, rewind. I also did this as a test to see if my supposed friends were gonna think, oh, Jaden just thinks he's too famous or whatever for everybody. Or if maybe they're gonna text me and say like, hey, like Jaden, why did you unfollow me? Let me do a little explanation because on this part of the video, I don't believe an Instagram follow dictates a friendship. Literally, if you have my cell phone number, if you know where my house address is, we can hang out in person and talk too. Like, Instagram is not the only way. That's what I was trying to say. And literally, you guys, the crazy thing is, a majority of people thought, OMG, Jaden just thinks he's better than everyone. He got these followers. Literally, you guys, I got a post made about me on my friend's spam account. Anyways, to cut that story short, you guys, I really didn't appreciate that a lot of people thought I was better than them because I never think that I'm better than anyone. Literally. No matter the followers, the money, the clothes, no matter where I live, like my house is a normal house. I don't, you get what I mean? Like I just live with my mom. And no matter what, I am not better than anyone because of what I have or where I'm at in school. Literally, we are all human. And that's what I tell all my friends. I tell everyone, like, you know what? You're doing an amazing job. Like, I love you for you. You keep doing you, boo. You tell me a dream, you tell me a goal. I'm going to support you. I'm going to try to make sure you get there. I'm going to push you to get to your goal. But it's almost like when I talk to anyone about, hey, like, oh, I want to do this, or like my YouTube, or like this, or like they don't really get it. Um, it's almost like they're just like, "Oh my goodness, like, ugh, there you go again. There you go taking pictures." Like that's one thing people always say when I'm taking, "Oh, there he goes taking pictures." Like, "Oh my gosh." Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like I'm just doing something that I love and it's like I'm not trying to think I'm cool, but I just want to like I said, create have fun. That's literally what social media and everything is. I just want to have fun, be myself, express myself. And as weird as it sounds, the best way I found to express myself is to be by myself. And one thing 2021 has taught me is to be by yourself, is loving yourself, is being able to be in your own space and not let it be toxic and not let it be detrimental to your mental. That kind of rhymed. But literally, 2021 has just taught me a lot about self love, self care, and about self supporting and all around having good intentions, having a good heart, and being here for yourself. But 2021 was not just a bad thing full of emotions, of self findings, of figuring out who I am sexually, mentally. Overall, I'm just grateful to say I'm here still. 2021 has taught me that I'm strong, that I love myself, and that, you know what? I'm one hell of a person. Also, that you should never change yourself for anyone. You should always be true to yourself. Follow your goals and dreams. Don't sit back and complain and make excuses because making excuses won't get you anywhere. You have to be true to yourself and love who you are in and out. And you know what, guys? Be able to be vulnerable with yourself as well. Talk about your feelings. For me, I started journaling, and that helped me a lot mentally because, poof, let's just say it was a crazy ride this year. But overall, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you for coming to the first episode of Just Sing with Jadin, where I say wherever I want, talk about my mind, tell you my stories, tell you my journeys. I apologize, this one is kind of all over the place, but thank you again for tuning in, for being with me on this first episode of Just Sing with Jadin. I appreciate you guys all so much. And it's just really crazy to say that I have a lot of people who actually support me and love me for me. And thank you again for sticking around and tuning in. And I hope you, if you're new, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time on my YouTube channel. Be brave, be confident, and be you. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye. That is so crazy.